Okay, so we have all been asking Pixonic, why have you not buffed the older robots? You guys know what I'm talking about, the Carnage, the Garrett, the Galahad, to some degree even the Lancelot, the Griffin, the Rhino, the Leo. I mean, I could go on for, days here. All these older robots in the game, they're all obsolete now. Is the answer modules? So today we are testing 8 different modules. It's on the test server this weekend. And what I've actually decided to do here was to run an old school lineup, minus the Corona, the Halo, and the Ember on the Lancelot there. Other than that, pretty much an old school lineup, because let's just say you came back to the game, you see an overwhelming amount of new bots, and you're not really sure whether to get a new bot, whether to upgrade what you currently have. Is it a matter of perhaps applying a module to it to make it somewhat competitive? So I'm going to take a look at that. But before I start here, you can see at the bottom of each robot the name and icon. So that kind of represents how many modules you can apply to that bot. So for example, the Gareth has 1, the Galahad has 2, the Lancelot has 3, the Griffin 2. You get the idea. So if I click on the Gareth here, there is a navigational thing at the top which you can use to select like your robots. So let's just go back to the Gareth, and we have robot stats on the left side, then you have the module, and then your weapons. But let's click on the module here, and I can kind of go through all these different modules so you can see where we're going with this. But this one here is the heavy armor kit. So this one increases your robot's health by 7, and we have a thermonuclear reactor here, which does additional damage by 3%. And armor kit here, this increases your health by 4%, so similar to this one but not as strong. And then we have nuclear reactor, which does additional damage by 2%, similar to the other one. And this one here is last stand. So based on what I'm seeing here, or at least reading in the description, if I apply this, then I'm assuming that I don't take any damage for 2 seconds, and then it gives me time to at least fight back. So you have that one there. And then Battleborn, this one's actually very interesting, because this one I could see actually helping a lot of players who are in a spawn raid situation. So it says here, right after you deploy on the battlefield, your robot gets temporary reduction on all incoming damage. So let's just say, I'm in a Griffin, for example, and I'm getting spawn raided by, I don't know, Spectres. When I drop in, I'm going to reduce the damage, I think they mean by like 25% perhaps, hitting me. It gives me a chance to at least fight back. So you have this, and then you have Deathmark. This one I'm still trying to figure out. I have to play a couple more games, but I believe the way that this works is almost similar to the way the Greek robots kind of work. So with those robots, if you fire at them, their shield absorbs the damage, and then it dishes it out through their built-in weapons. Based on what I'm seeing here, it will dish it out through the weapons that you have on your bot. So I think that's kind of where they're going with this. But we are going to obviously play some games, and then we can figure that out right at the end. Or if you have an idea, maybe just post it in the comment section. But I'm going to start equipping my bots here. So I do have the heavy armor kit for my Gareth. I actually had to upgrade it. And you can see additional durability 12%. So my Gareth is going to have more health once it hits the battlefield. And I'm thinking, as far as the Galahad goes, let's just say the Galahad is really vulnerable. So we have here a repair unit. So I applied the repair unit. It allows my Galahad to get more health. And this one here is the Deathmark one. So this is the one that I'm trying to see if I can figure out. My thinking is, when I deploy my Gareth, or at least a Galahad rather, if someone is firing at me, it will absorb their damage, and then I can dish it out with my Tirana Magnums. And then I also have the physical shield, and if I take damage, I can heal. So that's my thinking behind that build. Let's take a look at my Lancelot. So I haven't actually configured anything for this yet, but let's go ahead. We'll put, let's put the repair unit on this, so we have the ability. Actually, you know what? Let's do the lockdown. Let's do the lockdown on this. Or You know what? Maybe I should go back. Let's just go back to the repair unit, because we are going to run 2 games. I can always switch things up. And as you know, with the Lancelot, if it gets hit by Orkans or so, then it's going to take a lot of damage. So what do I want to do? I want to put some heavy armor onto this thing so that it has more health. So that's what I've done. I'm going to upgrade this to level 6. And it's kind of funny that I'm doing this now, because I actually didn't know about this until I accidentally clicked on the upgrade button. So we have this at level 6 now. And let's see, what did I have here? So maybe we want to do more damage, because I think this one, yep. So let's just say we will choose this. Actually, let me equip this first. And let's upgrade this. So the Lancelot is going to be able to not only heal itself, it has more health, and it can dish out more damage. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. And the good old Griffin. So for the Griffin, the Death Button Griffin, as many of you know, it's very vulnerable. It doesn't have stealth, so I figured, you know what, give it more health. So we have the heavy armor kit on this one. So let's do this. And let's keep on upgrading this so that we have armor on it. And the same thing here applies. Actually, you know what? I'm going to apply the Battleborn, because let's just say the other team is going to spawn raid us, or we need to defend a beacon. Maybe when we drop in, we don't want to take that much damage. So I'm going to drop in with this. So let's do the Battleborn. Maybe I can even demonstrate this. We can do it, make sure that when we drop in, the other team is about to get a beacon, to see if we can hold it off. And with the Rhino, actually, this one I just noticed we don't have repair unit, or the other one, the lockdown. So that's going to be interesting with the Griffin here. But this one does have it. So with the Rhino, I'm thinking, let's see, we have lockdown. What is this one that I have? So I have the heavy armor kit on the Rhino. So it has more health, it has a physical shield. And maybe we want this to, maybe we want it, no wait, let's just use lockdown. So we can lock down players, and then we can hit them with the plasma weapons, and then we can also take on more damage. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run 2 games. I'm going to try and mix up, obviously, my builds and my robots, but also apply some of these modules to them, and we can see actually how competitive we can make an old school hangar to basically compete with what's going to be out there, because I can assure you there's going to be Spectres, there's going to be Falcons, Menders, Bulwarks, for example. But let's hop on to game number 1 and let's see how well we do. Okay, so game 1 we have dropped into Moon Map, and this is domination mode. So I'm going to start off here with the Gareth. As you can see, I do have the heavy armor module on this bot. If you take a look at the top left corner of your screen, the health is 70,000. Otherwise, I think it was 63,000 or something. I can't remember. But we do have more health on here, so that's going to help when it comes to dealing with just things like Orkans and stuff like that. I think these guys are pushing through center here. What is this guy doing? Let me just put up my shield. Yeah, just in case. I've locked down this player here, but the problem is they have multiple players in the center here. Oh, I locked both of them. Yes. This guy too. Perfect. Yeah, I don't want to get another beacon here, because otherwise if we get too many beacons, the game's going to end. And I tend to play very differently when I'm on the test server, because of me getting footage. For example, like let's just say I wanted to get footage of the Gareth, and there was a beacon open. If we have too many beacons, I would actually leave the beacon so that I can stay in the Gareth for a little bit longer. But this guy here, he's getting hit really bad. We should be able to get that beacon there. Unless, of course, he has the... I think he has the bug. Yeah, he's not taking any damage, this guy. No, wait, he is. Someone's hitting him. Look at that. His health is going down. It's just that I couldn't kill him. Maybe Maybe my teammate can. Man, that's a lot of firepower. What is going on? This guy actually was losing health. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. He's just standing there like... And I'm losing health too. Look at my health. 46,000. So I'm not going to bother with that. But yeah, that's one of the glitches I've been seeing a lot of on this test server. I don't know if you guys on Android have been seeing it, but man, it's quite bad on the iOS side. So I'm hoping that gets fixed before they release these modules. Oh crap. This guy got me, but I think we can still kill him here. Because that doesn't last forever. Let me just... they need to kill me because I want to get into another bot here. So I can show you the other modules. So this is what I mean. I'm adjusting my play to show you certain modules are in the game. So now we have the Galahad. So the Galahad has the Death Mark module as well as the repair unit. So I can repair this bot in case it drops too low in terms of health. Let me see if I can hit this guy because I'm trying to figure out what the Death Mark module is. So this guy is hitting me, and I think he's actually taking on more damage because of that module. So it's almost like the Greek robots. Let's try this out again. Let's see what else happens here to my bot. So this guy's taking on a ton of damage. Holy crap. Let's try this guy. And remember, I can still heal myself too. Yeah, he's taking on a ton of damage. I think his shield actually broke too. So my Galahad seems to be doing a lot more damage. It's almost like it absorbs damage and then dishes it out through my weapons. But I'm not sure if that's entirely it because it's a very complex or complicated module. And I think it needs to be a lot simpler than what they're trying to do there with that. Let's take this guy out. Man, this Galahad is crazy. But you know what? It's living up to its name. I mean, it's a British bot. It has a shield. This is kind of what the Galahad was when it first came out. So let's drop in here with the Rhino. So the Rhino has the lockdown module as well as heavy armor. So I have more health on this thing. Take a look at that. 150,000 health. Keep in mind that this is at, I believe, level 8. So that's kind of crazy. And let's lock this guy down. Whoop, he's already been locked, but I can lock down this guy too with my weapons. And let's see if we can get this guy here as well. What does he have? Oh, he has I think it's Hawkins. Yes. So this Rhino is actually doing a pretty good job, and I don't want to capture more beacons because we still have the other bots in my lineup there. We still have the Griffin, for example. What is this guy? I'm going to use the lock. Here we go. Let's use the lock. And there we go. No. Did I lock him? He doesn't have much weapons left. He jumped, but... Get this guy maybe. Let's just put my shield up here. Deal with this guy here first, just in case, because there's a Falcon behind him. And we can lock here. Let's drop, and let's hit this guy. So I've locked down this Falcon. I'm gonna go down, but man, that Rhino did a great job there. And I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna drop in with the Lancelot. Now the thing with the Griffin, you guys are not going to be able to really see that module sort of at work, because that is something that I would drop in case we were getting like spawn raided, or I needed to defend a beacon. Then it kind of makes sense. But let's see how this Lancelot does, because this Lancelot has the heavy armor, the thermonuclear reactor, and the repair unit. So not only does it have more armor on, it dishes out more damage as well as repairs. Kind of seems a little bit too powerful now, but it's kind of nice having that on an older robot though. So we can hit this guy. Let's just use the rush here. This game's actually getting pretty close. So maybe it's a good thing here too, because then we can use that Griffin. So maybe what I might do is let them spawn raid, because then I can show you how it works. Okay, so now I'm not gonna drop in just yet because I kind of want them to get closer to the spawn, and there is the blitz there. So let's allow them to get a little bit closer, and then I will drop in. Yeah, so let's drop in now. And look at the timer. I don't know if you guys can see that, the timer on the left side. So I'm trying to focus down that, oh man, come on. That guy is almost down. But take a look at that. I didn't really take on that much damage. So it allows me to actually withstand some sort of spawn raid, for example. So I managed to take out that blitz, and I'm going to go down, but I just wanted to show you an example of, where it might come in handy, having, the heavy armor and the Battleborn module. I think the Battleborn module is more suited for Beacon Rush, but I could still see it being used in something like Domination mode. But let's take a look at, how well we did here. So we managed to score 1 million, against like other players here using an old school hanger, but with these modules. I think I'm gonna run another game now, but I'm gonna use some of the newer robots because I want to see how many modules I can put onto those, and then do a comparison between those and the older robots, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts on each individual module that we have here, or at least that we are testing or have tested in the game so far. Anyways, off to game number 2. Okay guys, so before we hop into game number 2, I just wanted to show you what modules I'm running on this next set of robots. And as you can see, they're newer robots compared to like the Rhino and the Griffin. So we have the Hellburner, the Spectre, the Mercury, Mender, and Bulwark. Now, a couple of things that I wanted to point out here. I'm noticing, these robots have more modules. Wouldn't it be the other way around, like older robots have more modules? That's what I'm thinking. So who knows, maybe they have it planned, I don't know, but I'm definitely going to mention it in my feedback to Pixonic about that, because I think the older robots should be able to carry more modules, being that they don't have like abilities like stealth and so on and so forth. But again, just my opinion and something I wanted to point out. So as far as the Hellburner, I do have the repair unit, I have the last stand, and this one, I think when I drop down to about 30% health, I become immune, so I don't take any damage for 4.5 seconds. That's how I see this. I could be wrong, but we are going to check that out. And then I've also added an additional health or heavy armor on top of that. So, that sounds like a very powerful build here. This is kind of the reason why I say maybe, these robots shouldn't have as many modules. But let's just go on here. So we have, for the Spectre, I have the repair unit because the Spectre doesn't have that much health. I have obviously heavy armor to help with that on top of that. I have the last stand. So the reason why I selected this is because in the event that I need to defend a beacon, for example, I can drop in and it allows me to dish out damage without really taking that much damage from like heavy firepower. So it helps with defending a beacon in like Beacon Rush, but also against spawn raids and stuff. And then this last one here, Thermonuclear Reactor, this one gives me more damage. So we have that. And then we have the Mercury. So the Mercury, I have repair unit, I have last stand, and I have 2 thermonuclear modules, which is the other thing too. I'm kind of wondering, are we allowed to add multiple modules of the same kind on a bot? Because that might be a bit of a problem too. I think they should limit it to maybe just one. Because, for example, like this Hellburner, if a player were to do repair and then like the heavy armor kit, 2 of them, I mean, this thing's going to have a ton of health, and then on top of that, you can repair. So yeah, that might cause some balance problems. And the same thing with this. I have the death mark, but you could add more armor to this on top of that. Or what about if a player were to apply maybe 2 I don't know, what is the other one that I was looking at? If they had like 2 or 3 last stand, like how many seconds would that be? So that is sort of my other concern. Hopefully they've thought of that, but you know, I've added the repair onto my mender, as well as the death mark, the thermonuclear, and then this one here is the heavy armor kit. So that's a pretty beefy brawler there, and I can obviously repair myself. Now here's the other thing too. So for the bulwark, I have the lockdown ammo, I have the death mark. I just wanted to see, you know, how that would work. This is still a very complicated module. I think they should do away with this one, but again, I'm going to talk about that right at the end of this video. And then we have heavy armor kit. Now the fact that I can put 2 of these on this bulwark, and I can actually technically put 3, so the amount of health that this thing would have, and in addition to that I could put repair, and it would have an Aegis, and it would have a physical shield. I don't know, that might sound a little bit of an overkill there, but you know players are going to do that. So yeah, some concerns about the modules here, but anyways, I just wanted to show you, you know, what I was running on these bots. I'm now going to drop into game number 2. Okay, so game 2 we have dropped in on Dead City map, and this is domination mode. So I'm going to start off here with the Hellburner. One thing that I have to mention is that sometimes your bots don't take damage. And I've noticed with my Hellburner over the last few games, I wasn't taking damage. So that's going to be a bit of a problem, and I think it might have something to do with the last stand module. But let's go in here. Let's see if we can do some damage to these guys. There's a whole lot of them here. Heal, 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 heal. Detonate, detonate, heal, heal. This guy's not taking damage either. Is he taking damage? Is he? Yeah, he is, because he got me. But the thing is, am I taking damage now? This is might be a bit of a problem. Double kill? Maybe this guy? Yeah, if I'm not taking damage, I'm gonna kill my bot, but I won't know until I'm getting hit pretty bad here. I'm just watching. Yeah, so look what's happening here. So I'm not taking any damage. I'm gonna stand here. These guys are gonna hit me. Let's see what happens when this Hellburner comes here. So when he detonates, I'm watching his health. When he detonates, whenever that is, yeah, you see how I'm not dying? This is going to be a bit of a problem. So I'm going to kill my bot. I'm going to drop in with my bulwark. And let's do this. Oh, whoa. I actually killed that guy when I killed my bot. Detonated. That's funny. So yeah, I guess I killed him. That was so not meant to happen. That wasn't my intention. But anyways, we are in our bulwark here. I'm hoping that this does not run into the same problem, because my bulwark, you know, this one has death mark. I don't think I'm going to run into that problem with this one, but you never know. And we also don't know if the other team is going to run into that problem, because this guy here, is he going to go down? Yeah, he went down. Okay, I wasn't sure about that. That actually took a while to bring him down too. Holy crap. So let's move this way here. We got to take down this guy's shield, and I can also use my lockdown too, because I have that module. But for now, I'm going to shred this guy up first. He's not taking damage, so you see what I mean? Like, some players are not taking damage, like they're bots. Obviously there's a problem with these modules. They need to check the coding or something here, because that's going to be a very big problem. Let's turn the shield on. Let's get this guy. Come on, targeting. Yeah, this guy might be in a bit of a pickle here. And eventually I go down. Okay, so let's drop in here with the Mercury. Yeah, I was actually trying to lock down that player, but I don't think it would have mattered, because I didn't really have an Aegis shield ready. So my Mercury now, this one has repair and 2 thermonuclear reactors, so it does a lot of damage, and on top of that the last stand. So it's quite possible that this doesn't... Let's see if I can get this guy. It's quite possible that they may not be able to kill me. I have to keep an eye on that, because the last stand, I think that's the module that has a bug in it. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like whenever I have my hellburner in, it creates problems. Let's see if we can get this guy. Oh, he's not taking damage either. Look at this. Is he not taking damage? No, he is. He is. I'm gonna heal myself here just because these guys are getting really aggressive, and we got a bit of a problem here. If I can actually delay things so that I can do a hell dive, that's gonna be helpful. Come on, come on. But remember, I gotta watch my health too, because I said that I might even be I might not... No, am I? I might be. No, I am. I am taking damage. Okay, I wasn't sure there because it looked like I wasn't. But let's drop in here with this. So my Spectre I can heal. This guy's coming around the corner. Gotta deal with him first. So we can deal with this guy next. So we took him out. It's now 3 versus 6. Let's move. I'm gonna move this way. The problem is, do these guys have that bug where they're not taking damage? Because if they do, we got a bit of a problem. I'm gonna heal again here. This guy's jumping. I'm gonna jump too. He missed me. Yeah, this guy's taking damage. I'm taking damage too, I think. Yeah, I am taking. So I'm taking damage normally. Maybe it's just depending on the bot. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna run this way because it's now 6 versus 1. And it looks like I actually... No! We have a... My teammate dropped in. He just decided to drop in. Man, that's like the other test server. The guy decided to drop in like with 1 minute left. He was taking a bathroom break. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Heal, 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 heal. Oh. I tried to heal first using the module and then to use my actual heal of the mender. But yeah, after this game ends here, we are going to be taking a look at the different modules. I'm going to be talking about it, giving you my view on things, and things that I don't like, things that I think may actually work and I don't mind. But this game should be ending soon. Man, how many bots does my teammate have? He just decided to drop in like last minute. Maybe he's not taking damage. Let's watch what's going on here. Okay, that's gotta be his last bot, right? No, he has another one. What the heck? Wouldn't it be funny if this bot is the one that doesn't take damage and he ends up wiping them out and we end up winning? So he's going straight for that guy. That guy's in trouble. No, he actually went... Yeah, he got killed. So it seems like a bug that happens. He has another one. What the heck? Yeah, that guy must have had like a bathroom break or something. He has so many bots left at the end. I'm wondering if he's taking damage. Surely he must. Man, that's a lot of Orkans. Wow. Oh, what would be funny was if another teammate decided to drop in and he too had 4 bots. So yeah, this is going to be like my last game, and we are going to take a look now at these modules. I'm going to offer you, my thoughts on it. So we ended up doing 1.3 million, and that's kind of how we stacked up against the other team. So in terms of, my thoughts on these modules. So first of all, my one point where I see actually more modules are being applied to the older robots, not the newer ones. This doesn't make sense to me. I think if I was Pixonic, remove the modules from these newer robots, because as you saw, like the Hellburner, for example, becoming a problem, the Bulwark, I could even see like the Mender becoming a problem, making them even more powerful with all these modules. So I think that's one thing I would do. I would actually switch it. But let's go to the modules here so we can take a look at them a little bit closely, or more closely, I should say. Let me just click on these. So the heavy armor kit and the thermonuclear reactor, I actually don't mind these too much. I don't think they are a problem. The last stand, if we are experiencing a bug like what I'm seeing and it's kind of connected to this module, I don't think I would release it just yet. Get that bug fixed first before it hits the live server, please. I think that's one thing that I would do. I'm not sure about this this particular one. I can see where it can come in handy, but again, if you have that bug, it's going to create so many problems. Fix it first before you bring this to the live server. I don't really mind it too much. Let me just go back here. This one here, this is the one. Oh, okay. So this one, I can kind of see this being used by some players, but the problem is, let's just say you bought it and you decide to drop in your first bot and it has this. It activates immediately and you end up using, the ability, so it goes to waste. So having the ability to actually activate this makes more sense to me than having it just activated when you drop in. But I could also see, there are kind of instances where it does work. For example, in Beacon Rush, if you need to defend a beacon, that example where I was being spawn raided on Moon Map, it kind of works there. So I can kind of see that working, but I think I would work on this a little bit more so that, it kind of makes sense and it works a little bit better than what we're seeing here. This one, okay, so this one I find way too complicated. I would actually scrap this because it kind of reminds me of like the Greek bots where you're taking damage and then you dish it out. I think that's how it works, but I'm not 100% sure. The fact of the matter is it's not something that I understand when I apply it. If I can see visually, it's a good thing. This one I couldn't really tell. So I find this maybe a little bit too complex for what we have. The other thing too, let's just take a look at these. So the quantum radar I don't really like because it takes away from bots that are in stealth. I think if you do apply this, it's got to be for bots that are like the older bots. Then it kind of makes sense to have this. This one here I don't like. I don't like the lockdown ammo because of what I tested before. If there are players using a Fury Flux and they have this and they're locking you down from 1100 meters away, or there's a guy with a Spectre with Hydra locking you down with their missiles from 600 meters away, curving it around buildings and stuff, I don't want that. I don't want that in the game. So I definitely would remove. If I had to remove, I would probably remove both the quantum and the lockdown. The repair unit, I actually don't mind. I know some players are concerned that it takes away from like the Mender and the Wayland. The thing is, with the Mender, you can heal repeatedly throughout the game, right? And you can also heal yourself and your teammates. This thing, you can only heal, I believe, yourself, and it's going to cost as well. So in terms of saving, I guess, currency in terms of whatever they decide to use here, the power cells, it actually makes more sense to get a Mender instead of applying this if you want to constantly heal. So, those are my thoughts. And then we also tried, what was the other one? I think it was frequency changer. That I do not like that at all. I saw instances where it did work, but because of the visual spam that I saw on my screen with that, and how sometimes, I'd be attacking and then my teammate would activate it and it would mess up my targeting. I think that's better left scrapped. But, in terms of, what I'm seeing here, then I don't actually mind a few of these. The armor, the thermonuclear reactor, for example, but it has to be applied, I think, to more of the older robots. And that's another thing too. I don't think we should have the ability to stack the same modules on a bot. And going back to the Bulwark here, applying armor, for example, to this thing like 3, I think we should only have only be allowed one per bot. You know what I mean? So it's like armor, and then you might have thermonuclear, then you might have, I don't know what, what other one do they have here? The Battleborn, maybe. Have only one. Don't allow us to stack it like that, because it's going to run into... We're going to have a lot of issues, I think, if you are able to stack it like that, because especially if you're applying it to a strong bot, like let's just say you applied it to an Ares or something, we're going to have a very big problem. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the modules that we tested and what we have tested so far. But yeah, in the comment section below, let me know what you think about these modules, especially if you apply it to the older robots. Like, what do you think about that? Because many of us have been asking for, a buff to the older robots. This actually makes it work. But the thing is it pushing it maybe a little bit too far? And should we have as many modules on the newer bots? I don't personally think so, because I think it kind of defeats the whole purpose of buffing, quotations, buffing the older robots. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, consider subscribing. Until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.